Hey everyone, it's Mega Champ again. And now it's finally time for me to talk about the summer gaming stuff that should finally be over at long last, I suppose. I mean, obviously, there's still a couple of things left which I'll be talking about here at the end, but for now, for the most part at least, now that the Nintendo Direct is over, and now you know what I was talking about when I mentioned the rumors in my last video. The summer gaming stuff for this year, for 2023, is finally over. I'm not going to cover everything, obviously, because we all know I don't like everything, and it would take way too goddamn long to talk about everything. So this particular video is obviously just going to be me talking about and going over the particular things that happened and were revealed that I personally liked. I'm very nitpicky, though, obviously, again, in case that wasn't also obvious. So it's not really a whole lot. After that, I mean, before that Nintendo Direct, it was only four, and now it's five. I know I have six things up here, but you get the point. So yeah, the summer gaming stuff for 2023, it was all right for the most part. Um, Probably the ones that I liked the best was probably Summer Game Fest and the Nintendo Direct. I mean, the Nintendo Direct may not have had a lot of things I'm probably going to end up buying, but it was enjoyable, and that's really all that matters. And obviously, with one of the things I'm going to be talking about here, there's really only one reason why I liked Summer Game Fest as much as I did, and that was because of the closing thing they showed off. Hint, hint, hint. But yeah, no reason to stall anymore. We all know I get very long winded when it comes to these sorts of things. But before I get started, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Final Fantasy 16 day. What, you thought I wouldn't get that in somewhere? Wrong. Hey, look at it this way. At least you won't have to listen to me talk about it constantly anymore. So, yeah, not much else to really say here about the summer gaming stuff. There wasn't really a whole lot that intrigued me or interested me. Only a couple of things. So, if you haven't already seen these trailers for yourself, then, you know, I don't know why you haven't, because you've definitely have had long enough to do so, but, you know, all you really have to do is search for them on YouTube. So, honestly, I was a little surprised, like literally everyone else, when Sonic Superstars got revealed and shown off. Yeah, it was quite the surprise. Look, at the end of the day, and I'm sorry, there's just no other way for me to say this, I'm shit at 2D Sonic. I am. The reason I never bought and played Sonic Mania was literally for that reason. I'm not even kidding. I didn't buy and play Sonic Mania because I'm shit at 2D Sonic. And yes, I know some new footage, if you want to call it that, I guess. Some new footage was shown off at the Nintendo Direct, but I'm using this one for video and example purposes. Yes, let's use that excuse. I love excuses. Anyway, I mean, it's intriguing as hell. That's me being completely honest. But I'm also really bad at 2D Sonic. So, if I was to say I'm gonna buy and play this game, that'd be a lie, because I don't know. Because I'm crap at 2D Sonic. But, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, it's very cute and very unique and very intriguing and other apt words, but, you know, it's definitely something I'm keeping my eye on. That's about as far as I'm gonna take it when it comes to that. I mean, there's really nothing else for me to say. So we'll see what happens at the end of the day, but it was very surprising, so kudos to Summer Game Fest for that shocker. If I am to get it, because there's really no excuse not to at this point, because I literally have one, I'll probably get it for the PlayStation 5. There's really only one thing in this that I'm going to end up having to get for the PlayStation 4, because it's the only console it's available on, because there isn't a PlayStation 5 version for some reason, so yeah. We'll see what happens at the end of the day, but it's definitely very unique, and, you know, I guess I could always give it the Crash Bandicoot treatment where I refuse to give up until I win. Because that seems to work for Crash Bandicoot. Will it work for a 2D Sonic game? Who knows? I'm assuming no, because in Crash Bandicoot you can at least choose to not have lives, but I don't know. We'll see what happens, but, you know, it's something that I'm definitely at least interested in, and that's about as far as I'm going to take it. So, yeah. Yeah, if... Now you know why I liked Summer Game Fest so much. When this ended Summer Game Fest, yes, I had a reaction.
At the scene of this terrible disaster, caused by a massive tornado which
a
swept
reaction.
Zero,
That's
1, and 2.
That's about as far as I'm going to take it.
Amidst the wreckage of the expressway, search and rescue operations are already in progress.
But, you know, it's Final Fantasy VII Remake. What else did you expect? Well, technically Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, but you get the point. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Let's be accurate and technical
everything
here.
We've done to it, it's still going strong.
Because that's literally what it is.
It may look that way, but in reality,
I mean, there are reports about when it's gonna come out, but you really shouldn't believe anything anymore, so
what's Cloud been doing
only
these
time
past
will
5
tell,
years?
but,
Where's he been? And you're asking me this? This is gonna sound crazy.
Boy, one can only hope
As far as I know,
that
was
the
never
chocobo
illegal 5
abuse
years ago.
doesn't happen in this game. One can only hope.
Dream. It is the very
Oh,
essence of
Final
our
Fantasy
star.
XVI
The
demo.
blood coursing through its planetary veins.
Anyway, so it's
According to Hojo,
pretty
that
great.
to Sephiroth.
I mean, it was
Shadow
already
of the
being
Man.
teased
I believe
before
it's
Summer
over.
Game Fest. Why else would you put out
Sephiroth was in
developer
Midgar.
comments
He fought
once a day?
Whatever happened, he's alive.
I guess it was
come
a
back now?
countdown. Because that's what Nomura does. He does
after 5
countdowns.
years, doing who knows what.
He plays 10D chess. Then he plays 20D chess.
Well,
You
now,
get the
I
point.
think we woke it up.
I don't know what else you want me to say about that. Hey, we finally get to play as Red 13. That's actually really great.
Feast your eyes on the Turk's latest and greatest, Elena.
Because
She may be new,
he
but
was
she's
not
still a
playable in part 1. Now, as far as, like, the other characters, like Kate Sith and Vincent and Sid, well, we don't know, do we? I wouldn't be surprised if they used one of those characters for DLC, because that's what they did in part 1 with Yuffie. I don't know, okay? You're asking the wrong person. I'm not good at this speculation and theorizing stuff, but, you know, combo attacks, that's a new thing, which is also great and hopefully abusable, because it was in the DLC for Yuffie, but,
They say she's a monster,
you know, it's
that she can peer inside
something that
the
hopefully
very
is
depths of your soul.
abusable, because I
That
need
she
as
can
much
become those
abusable
you hate.
things as possible.
those you fear.
Because I did not do well in
Those you
part
love.
1. I don't know why. I wish I did.
You murdered my dad.
But,
You burned my
I
village.
was bad at it. So, I need as
You
many
know
abusable
that I
things
killed
as I
her.
can get.
So, who is she?
And And Sephiroth being the jerk that he is, teasing that Tifa isn't real or something. Okay, I gotta say something about this real quick. I mean, how big is this game if it's gonna be on 2 disc? Like, seriously, how big is this game? R.I.P. my PlayStation 5. I mean, it could just be like a remake part 1 situation where it's an install disc and a play disc. That's what I'm assuming, but who knows at the end of the day. But, wow, just wow. Again, there's not really much for me to say about that either. It's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Again, what else did you expect? Unless something happens between now and 2024, I guess, is the best way for me to put it, or the safest way for me to put it. I don't really see anything else being revealed that will end up being my most anticipated for 2024. Obviously, I won't be actually playing it anytime soon, but you know, I just can't really see anything else being my most anticipated. But if we believe reports from other people, which again, we shouldn't, early 2024, I mean, if we believe the reports, which the reports right now are stating January, that's literally the first month of the year, so that's really not good enough in terms of literally the whole year. I mean, we do have to obviously assume, kind of like what I mentioned there, that there's going to be DLC for it, because there was DLC for Remake Part 1, but I don't know. I'm the type of person that just feels like if it comes out in January, that's really not good enough for me for something big for the entire year, but I guess it'll have to be good enough, since for whatever reason these companies seem to think that one thing a year is good enough, so yeah. I'm a little concerned about this particular trailer, but I guess it's not like I monetize my videos, so it's fine. Okay, I gotta be a little safe here, sorry. There was a lot of conflicting reports about this. I mean, it was already leaked. R.I.P. the person who did that. Now they don't have a job. Because the original reports claimed that it didn't have FES or P3P content. That's Persona 3 Portable. I mean, the one thing I'm more concerned about is the complete recasting of literally all of the characters. I was kind of hoping all they would do was replace Junpei's English voice actor, who is Vic Mignogna, and we don't need to say anything else about that. And we're gonna leave that situation there. But the original report and claim was that it didn't have FES or P3P content. But then someone else came out and said, no, that's false. There is FES content, there's no P3P content. And the P3P content is literally just the female main character, which I have no issue with whatsoever. Obviously this means no The Answer, which is from FES. Which, again, I don't really have a big issue with, because The Answer, for me at least, was unnecessarily difficult and unnecessarily hard. So if I don't have to deal with that again, that's a definite A+ by me. Am I being nitpicky when it comes to the complete recasting of the characters? Yeah, I suppose you could make that argument. You absolutely could. But can you really blame me? Other people have the same concerns. Literally, a lot of other people. at the end of the day, we have to hear what they sound like, and that's obviously what I'm going to do. Is it really that big of a deal? No, but a lot of the original reports and claims said that this would be a full definitive version of Persona 3, but now it's pretty clear that it's literally just a remake of Persona 3 with the FES content, and that's it. So a lot of contradictory stuff here, but clearly I'm going to need something for this ridiculous 10-year... for this ridiculous bullshit 10-year wait for Persona 6. So I guess it's just going to have to be good enough. So, yeah, I mean, what else did you really expect me to say? But, you know... And there is something else I'm going to be talking about, but I'll save it for the end here. But, it's Persona 3. I guess that's great. Oh well. So obviously, this is also great. Especially when you consider the fact that the 3DS eShop is officially closed for good. So, Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice is no longer available, technically, until this comes out. So, yeah, this is great. And unlike most people, I like Apollo. He's probably one of my favorite Ace Attorney characters. So there you go. If you think I'm done with that sort of stuff, you might not want to watch anymore. But, the Apollo Justice games are pretty decent if you ask me, although it's just the first one, because the other stuff has Phoenix Wright back. And it does end Apollo's character stuff. Unfortunate, but since most people don't seem to like him for whatever reason, I guess that's a good thing, even though I do like him, but, you know, nobody cares about opinions, so yeah, there you go. But, you know, with the 3DS eShop dead, it's good that, Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice will finally be available. And this is what I was talking about. I don't know why this is not on PS5. I guess really it's not going to make that much of a difference in terms of loading speeds or loading times. But this is the one that I'm going to have to get for PlayStation 4 because it's not available on PlayStation 5 for whatever reason. So I'll have to get it for PlayStation 4. It's fine, but I'm just kind of saying it's weird that it's PlayStation 4 only. But if that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. And just so everyone knows and is aware, do not expect Apollo Justice Ace Attorney compilation to have a physical release either. Because the original Ace Attorney trilogy and the Great Ace Attorney trilogy, the second one being something I still haven't played yet, didn't get a physical version either, at least not in the United States. They were all digital only. So expect the Apollo Justice compilation to get the same treatment. But in this particular case, it's fine because at least we're getting it. If you want a physical version, you'll have to import it, because other countries get physical versions for it. But which was kind of the same thing with the Klonoa re-releases and remakes. But it's fine. It's available. At least the 3DS only games will be available on other platforms now, and not be stuck on a console that now has a dead shop. So, hey, I wasn't expecting anything Ace Attorney from Capcom. So color me shocked, color me surprised. I'm not really going to say a whole lot about the last two things here, because there's not really anything to say. They did not really show a whole lot, if you really think about it, for the Pokemon DLC. They really didn't, other than showing off the new Pokemon that's in the DLC, finally, if I can ever find it. Maybe eventually. Yeah. There you go. Other than showing that off, they didn't really show anything else. Other than us finally getting to see what Ogerpon, looks like. And that's about it. They did show off Terapagos too, if I can ever find that. But, there's nothing else to really say about this. I mean, literally. I mean, at the end of the day, look out, Mega's about to shoot again. It really just doesn't matter. Like, let's be brutally honest here. So, yeah, you know what to do if you don't like hearing this kind of stuff. But, because Pokemon fans are gonna be whiny babies no matter what. And they're gonna whine constantly and complain constantly about literally everything, because for whatever reason they seem to think that by being whiny babies it's going to get the Pokemon Company and Game Freak to change, when it literally isn't, because they do not give a crap what you think and they are too busy swimming in their money to care, and they have no incentive to change. But you know, it's not like I'm banging my head on a brick wall and giving myself a concussion or anything by stating this, because that's never going to change. So, you know, what else is new? What else is different? I'm looking forward to it. Deal with it. I mean, the Sword and Shield DLC was fine. Crown Chandra was the best one, obviously. Calyrex for the win. Honestly, I like Ogerpon more than I do Terapagos, but we'll see. Nope, your little complaining is not going to do a goddamn thing. Why do you think it is? Whatever. They still don't have dates. It's just really weird to me that this was here, because normally Pokemon is not at Nintendo Directs. So the fact that they keep changing their minds and contradicting themselves confuses the hell out of me. Like, make up your mind, for God's sake. Seriously? Can you please make up your mind? And I also don't know if this means that Pokemon Presents are now dead. Am I being unbelievably paranoid, and do I have my conspiracy hat on again? Yeah, maybe. I'm not going to deny it, because it would be hypocritical of me to. Though I will admit the fact that they didn't reveal a date does make me think that we are still getting a Presents at some point, where they will reveal the date. That is my hope. But that's about as far as I'm willing to take it. If you're going to start showing Pokemon stuff at Nintendo Directs when you literally have not done it at any given point prior to now, except during a pandemic for the Sword and Shield DLC, and yes, this is also DLC, but I don't know, it's just a bunch of contradictory things, and they keep changing precedent. I just feel like they need to make up their goddamn minds, but that's literally just me. And you Pokemon fans and your whiny complaining is not going to get them to change. But, you know, as we all know, I'm the idiot here, so. This is clearly the better thing. Not clearly the better thing, but it's the one that shocked me and surprised me the most. Pokemon Ace Attorney is absolutely yes. I mean, did you expect me to say anything else? The 3DS game was actually really decent. I really liked it. It was runner-up game of the year for me the year that I played it. I don't remember what game of the year for me that year. I think it was Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory, but Pokemon Ace Attorney is great.
Pikachu.
So I don't care what you want to say about anything. Literally all of my yes. Literally all of my yes. It's very humorous too. The first game was as well, so
a light roast today.
Yeah. Looks like it's keeping the same style. Again, yes. More new Pokemon, because there's been several generations since the last one. The last one came out around the same time as,
Based on our deductions, the culprit is
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I believe. So it's before Gen 7, before Sun and Moon.
A great detective.
So we've gotten 2 full generations.
I sure wish somebody would bring me some coffee.
We've had 2 full generations since the last one. So of course they're gonna put in new ones. I don't know why it took them so long. Yes, game development takes a really long time, and yes, there was a pandemic. But God, it took them long enough to put it out finally. So yeah, Detective Pikachu 2. That's basically Detective Pikachu 2. Technical title, Detective Pikachu Returns. Yeah, great. Love it. Definitely buying it. Definitely playing it. The first one was shockingly decent. I'm sure some people might get mad at me for calling it Pokemon Ace Attorney, but that's literally what it is. It's a fusion between Pokemon and Ace Attorney. But, yeah, that's great. More Pokemon, the better. So yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff that they showed from the summer gaming stuff that I liked. Nothing else to really talk about. There are a couple of other things, and don't scream at me because I'm very well aware of them, that I am only keeping my eye on, quote unquote. And yes, Metaphor is one of them. So you don't have to scream at me. You don't have to share it with me. I am very well aware of it. I just have concerns. That's all I can really say right now. And my concerns are my concerns. So I'm keeping my eye on it. I'm not going to say one way or the other. And that's it. That's all I can say about Metaphor. There is something else I'm contemplating getting. We'll see. I'm not going to say one way or the other, but you know, there are other things that I'm keeping my eye on. And you also don't have to scream at me that the summer gaming stuff is over. For good. There is still a couple of things left, but I just can't see anything else happening between, or basically, I lost my train of thought there, sorry. I don't really see anything else happening. I just don't. Unless Annapurna announces Stray 2, which feels way too goddamn soon for that. And unless Bandai Namco shocks everyone at Anime Expo with their showcase, where they show something that's not an anime game, not a fighting game, and them not simping for SAO more, wow, I'm really shooting in this one, then I just don't have any hope for any of the other stuff that's coming up here. Yes, obviously I could be wrong, and I hope I am, so there you go, I hope I'm wrong. I just don't really see anything else happening, or anything else happening until September, I guess, possibly, maybe. We shouldn't make any assumptions anymore. But, we'll see what happens at the end of the day, but unless Annapurna announces Stray 2, extremely unlikely, and unless Bandai Namco decides to show something that's not an anime game or a fighting game or simping for SAO more or showing or shilling Armored Core 6 more, which again I'm still keeping my eye on, don't get me wrong, or Elden Ring DLC, then I just can't really have any hopes at all, period. So I don't really see anything else happening. Obviously I could be wrong, and I hope I am, but I just don't really see it happening. If something does happen, then obviously you will see another video that hopefully won't be as long as this one. But the point is, I don't really see anything else happening. So the summer gaming stuff was pretty great. Everyone's going to have their preferences at the end of the day. PlayStation should not have put out the showcase they did. That's my final statement on that. The Xbox thing was fine, I guess. Nothing I personally cared about, but again, just me. So my favorites was Summer Game Fest because of the way they ended it. Yes, I'm biased, sue me. And the Nintendo Direct because it was very enjoyable, even though it didn't really have a lot of things that I'm probably going to actually buy and play. But it was still a very enjoyable show, and that's really all that matters. So was Summer Game Fest too, honestly, but there you go. There's the summer gaming stuff that I personally liked and cared about. If anything else happens, I will update accordingly so, or I will put out something else. But unless that happens, I don't see anything else happening. But we'll see what happens at the end of the day. So unless something else happens, see you in September, I guess, or see you for other future streams. I'm really bad at Biomutant right now, so there's something to be aware of if I ever decide where a good point is to stream it. But, you know, that's the summer gaming stuff. It was okay. Very hectic. It always is. But, you know, at least it gave us stuff to look forward to, I guess. Nothing majorly big, other than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I guess, for me. But, you know, everyone has their preferences. I have mine, you have yours, everyone has theirs. So there you go. But, yeah, no more shooting for me. That's all I got. So unless something else happens, see you when I see you. Either in September. If something else happens, then you'll see me before then. And that's it. So, another good summer gaming season, I guess. So until next time, this is MegaCham saying next time I'll be providing you with more unlimited guidance. See you in September. Or for a Biomutant stream. Or sooner if something else happens. Boy, it's almost like people don't like hearing the truth. Not my problem if you don't like hearing the truth. 'Cause it's the truth. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Bye!